There is a strange psychological phenomenon known as the Troxler effect. If you stand in a dimly lit room and stare blankly into your own reflection in a mirror for more than a few minutes, your brain will start to play tricks on you. Your face will begin to warp. The familiar features will melt and distort, and eventually you will see a monster staring right back at you. Psychologists brush this off as just a glitch in human visual perception, but metaphorically, it perfectly represents the terrifying reality of the human mind. When we strip away the bright lights of society, the fake, polite smiles, and the carefully curated, beautiful lives we paint on our smartphone screens. When we are finally forced to look at the monster hiding behind the mask in the dark, we realize something terrifying. You are not who you think you are. We walk through life holding on to a comforting fairy tale that human beings are inherently good. That evil is something done by other people, psychopaths, criminals, or historical villains. But the truth is radically different. The famous Swiss psychiatrist Carl Jung theorized that every human being possesses what he called the shadow. The shadow holds all of our repressed dark desires, our capacity for violence, extreme selfishness, and cruelty. You spend your entire life pushing this monster down, locking it in the dark basement of your subconscious. You bite your tongue when you want to scream. You grit your teeth and follow the rules. But do you follow the rules because you are morally pure? Or do you follow them because you are simply a coward? For most people, morality is just cowardice in disguise. We aren't good because we love virtue. We are good because we fear the judge's gavel. We fear social exile, and we fear the loss of our reputation. Look at history. Look at ordinary middle-class citizens, ordinary bakers and plumbers, who suddenly turned into aggressive monsters, joining mobs to commit unspeakable atrocities. We put on a blindfold, look at them, and proudly say, "I would never do that." But author Alexander Solzhenitsyn wrote, "The line separating good and evil passes not through states, but right through every human heart. The brutal truth is this: under the right conditions, if the laws were removed, if the crowd cheered you on, and if you were convinced you were on the right side of history, you are capable of the darkest things imaginable. Until you admit your capacity for malevolence, you aren't truly good. You are just a harmless rabbit in a cage. And a harmless creature is just a victim waiting for a heavy boot to step on it." Now, let's talk about human connection. We are raised to believe in the beautiful illusion of unconditional love. But the second dark truth is that, with the rare exception of a mother's biological bond to her infant, there is no such thing as unconditional love. Every relationship you have is a transaction. Ask yourself honestly, why do your friends like you? Why does your partner stay with you? It is not because of your soul. It is because of the exact value you bring to the table, humor, money, or status. You fulfill a need in them. You are mechanical puzzle pieces that fit together out of pure utility. The brutal life lesson is that the moment your bags of value turn up empty, the moment you become a heavy anchor dragging them down instead of an asset, most people will eventually turn their backs and leave you in the dust. We try to disguise this harsh, cold reality with poetic words like chemistry and loyalty. But evolutionary psychology doesn't care about poetry. We are biologically wired to form tribal alliances that ensure our own survival. Even altruism, the act of giving, is deeply selfish. When we help others, our brain releases a massive hit of dopamine and ego. We are literally buying a feeling of moral superiority. We are purchasing relief from our own guilt. The truth is, we help others because it makes us feel good. This sounds cynical. It sounds depressing, but realizing that no one is coming to save you is actually incredibly liberating. If nobody owes you their love, it means you must forge your own value. You must sharpen your character in the fire. You're not entitled to anything just for existing. You have to earn it, and that realization alone will force you to grow. Have you ever noticed how intoxicating it is to scroll through your phone and watch a celebrity's tragic downfall? The Germans have a word for this: Schadenfreude, finding deep, refreshing joy in the misery of others. The third dark truth is that beneath our business suits, human beings are deeply tribal, aggressive animals. We possess a dark, inherent hunger to point our fingers and find a scapegoat for our own frustrations. We claim we want peace, but peace is boring to the human brain. We are wired for conflict. When we don't have a real monster to fight, we invent fake enemies just to swing our swords. Look at modern internet cancel culture. We use glowing smartphones as dangerous weapons instead of pitchforks. Typing angry comments gives weak people the illusion of being powerful gods. We don't hate the sinner because they broke the rules. We secretly thank them for giving us a socially acceptable target to unleash our repressed rage upon. We absolutely love the executioner's axe, as long as we get to be the one holding it with a righteous smile. We ruthlessly hold a magnifying glass to other people's mistakes, ready to burn them alive. But when we make a mistake, we hide behind the shield of good intentions and beg for mercy. This deep cognitive dissonance is the only way we can survive living with our own hypocrisy. If you have made it this far, you might feel a heavy iron weight pressing down on your chest. The illusion has been shattered. The real desert is harsh. We are selfish. We are transactional, and we carry a sleeping monster inside of us. But this is not a message of despair. It is a message of ultimate empowerment. True goodness is not born from innocence. Innocence is fragile glass that shatters at the first sign of rain. True goodness is born from profound awareness. When you finally admit you are capable of betrayal, you can consciously choose to be fiercely loyal. When you realize you possess a dark shadow, you can put it on a leash and harness its power to protect your family. When you realize you possess a dark shadow, you can put it on a leash and harness its power to protect your family. The dark truth about human nature is that you hold both the sledgehammer of a destroyer and the blueprint of an architect. The world doesn't need more people pretending to be perfect angels. It needs people who know exactly how dark it gets and stubbornly light a candle anyway. So, look into that dark mirror, calmly accept the monster you see, and then step out of the shadows and choose exactly who you are going to be. If this video shifted your perspective, leave a comment below, subscribe, and until next time, keep your eyes open.